Hi guys, Thursday night. Welcome to the second and last live of the week. My lives are always at the same time. Mondays 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Thursdays 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll keep the schedule for the balance of 2023. And if we're going to change something in 2024, I will make it loud and clear for everybody to know. But I like discipline and consistency, so it will be more of the same. Just want to wait for everybody. I'm going to give everybody about a minute to join, and then whoever wants to join, you're welcome. If you're part of our group, if you're not part of our group, you're welcome to join and just see what we talk about. This is a live about mindset, manifestation, thinking of the world differently, thinking of a new model of reality under which your creative power can be recognized by the universe, and you can learn how to manifest, bring forward, because now the word manifest has a negative connotation, but to bring forward, to shape circumstances and events in your favor. That's what we are talking about, how to be more disciplined. You know what? This is the key to a successful life, discipline. And they tell you this in business, but in whatever we're teaching right now, if you don't have a disciplined mind, because the mind is creating everything. If you don't have a disciplined mind, you can forget about being able to create anything. Your first and number one step should be disciplining the mind. And start slow. Start with habits. Start with small habits like watching TV. Can you put your phone away at 10 p.m. and never look at it again, like an hour before you go to bed? Can you say no to a piece of cake? Can you go through your cupboards right now and throw out all the junk food? Can you do all those things that, are highly related to discipline? The small things that have to do with the body. And if you can't control your body, there's very little chance you can control your mind. You love the 60-day challenge. It was magical. You're happy to restart again. That's great. I'm really happy when people have results. And what I told you guys when I put this out in May, I told you the more people do it, the more the number grows, we're going to have more and more group energy. And so now we're seeing bigger and bigger manifestation. If you're part of a Facebook group, we have some houses being manifested. We have thousands of dollars, 1,000 euros. We have lottery wins. We had a few 5-star trips manifested for the queens in the group out of the blue. So I'm telling you, you're gonna see bigger and bigger results if it's your second time around. I told you guys this is exactly what would happen. I was talking about this last spring and summer, and that's exactly what happened. Let's see. I just want to make sure we can commence. How can you be a part of the group? The link is in my bio. Okay, so if you want to get the challenge, you should get a worksheet. If you don't get the worksheet, please email me and I will send it to you. It has to be editable, because your work is in editing it. For some reason, for some people, it doesn't come in the editable form. Very strange. I don't contact anyone, guys. If you get a message from me, it's not from me. So that's how I keep this vibe pure. Even the people who have talked to me on the phone or on Zoom, I never follow up, because I'm not salesy that way. Really, I'm here to help you. So if you need me, you have to be in touch with me. Unfortunately, I have some scammers, so I have to let you know. If you hear from me, it's not from me. I never follow up. We have a lot of wins this week on the Facebook group, and I'm just really, really excited for everyone. 2024 is going to be an amazing year. Somebody is asking now, once we finish the 60 days, should I start right away? No, give it a week. Give it a week, in between a week to a month, for the information to sedimentize, but people don't want to wait a month. But you should give it a few days. Give it a week, okay? Somebody asked me if they should pay attention to the songs that they listen to the texts of the songs, because as she's doing this work, she's becoming more sensitive to understanding that as she's singing out loud, she's repeating the words. Some of the words don't resonate with her, right? It's just the catchy songs. And the thing is, I don't know how I never talked about this, but this is actually super relevant. This is a way that they program us en masse, okay? via collective consciousness is via this catchy songs. And, you know, some people have found hidden lyrics, subliminals, and all sorts of stuff. I'm not even going to get into that. But any song that doesn't have the words of exactly what you'd like to happen in your life, do not listen to it. Do not listen. I skip over songs I used to love, you know, like an old song came on my playlist from way back, and it's an 80s song. It's Alone by Heart, if you guys know that song. I always get by on my own. And I used to like love that song and sing it out loud, and it's about this woman who's lonely, and you know she can't be lonely anymore. And I was like, oh my god, I have to skip over this. I can't listen to this. Please pay attention to the songs, the lyrics, whatever you're singing out loud. Don't ask yourself. You'll find a lot of correlation between the lyrics of songs and sort of what happens in your life. So pay attention. Songs have negative frequency in their 8002, I am assuming, hertz, which lowers your frequency, and it's hidden. Probably. I can believe that. But to me, unless it's a high vibration song that has a positive message, there's no way I'm listening to it, even though some songs I used to love. You know, that other song from back in the day that I used to love, it's Forever Young. I can't listen to it anymore. It's just, it bothers me. You know, it's just so tragic. Let's see. At the end of the 60-day challenge, I went on a pilgrimage, and it represents rebirth. So magical. You're going to have a lot of magical experiences along this journey. And I told you, as our power increases and as we're heading into a year that's also like an 8 number, right? 2024 adds up to number 8. It's going to blow up. I know it. You know, don't hesitate being part of this group. I have a hard time visualizing. How can I get better at this? If you have a hard time visualizing, I always suggest write it out instead. Write it out would be, you know, writing out about your ideal date or certain scenes that you have trouble visualizing. And in addition to that, you can buy some magazines, like some physical magazines, and take all the images of things that speak to you and have them everywhere, right? Because you have to build your scene and look at that scene even sequentially. So when you do your vision board, okay, don't just do it like, if you have trouble visualizing, don't just do it on the computer. Find all these images and put them on your kitchen cupboards and everywhere where you sequentially see yourself in a happy relationship, maybe 2 people kissing, then, you know, wedding dress, then getting married, then the picture of a pregnant woman. If you want to get married and have a family, then a picture of a family, etc. So do that. Irina says, hi Mona, I did an oopsie. I manifested financial freedom. Do I just erase it from the journal? So it came to pass that you have a little financial freedom right now. I told you guys not to manifest financial freedom. Financial freedom is when somebody else takes care of you, usually the government, because you're unemployed, or, you know, let's not get there. Let's not get there. No financial freedom, guys. Only financial abundance and financial responsibilities that you're happy to fulfill. All right? Big tax bills means you made a lot of money, okay? So we talked about the songs. We talked about the wins. I'm going through my notes here. We talked about the challenge. And then I got an email about the 3-digit code. And I told you guys on my... Thank you, Dimitri. I told you guys on my last live, the 3-digit code. I was kind of sorry that, you know, I even put it out there because I think it got misunderstood. And people who maybe new at manifesting and reality creation are using it incorrectly, and they're using it for fortune tell like questions, and they're ruining the code. Okay, so somebody wrote to me and she's saying, I have a question. First of all, I should say, she's saying, I've been meaning to email you for a while. So much to cover. Long story short, everything is great since I'm doing the challenge. Everything I entered in my daily logs is manifesting around me. I'm so happy, she says. Then she says, I have a question regarding our 3-digit number. So basically, I've had to change it a few times. I started off with 141 or 414. I couldn't remember, so I chose 141, then stuck to it. Then I saw 414 everywhere a few days later. I realized that there's a small sticker on my driver's windows of the car. It has 141 on it. And I knew we can have a realization of the number, like, because I told you guys not to pick a number that's in your life. And then she says, I changed it to, for 141. Anyways, she changed it back and forth. This is a longer message I'm trying to summarize here. So finally, she says, I'll start fresh. I change it to 711. And after she changed it to 711, she realized that's part of her license plate. And she says, I don't know how I didn't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. But now I see 711 a lot. And everything pops up, including the 141. Okay. So if you've messed the 3-digit code, you need to take a long break from the 3-digit code. Okay. This is a 3-digit code that got messed up. Because now there's no way she can tell what the original and what's happening because of her reticular activating system and what's happening because of what she put out there. You need to pick a number, okay, if you're going to do this, but if you're new to manifesting, don't do it. You need, the purpose of the 3-digit code is to talk to the universe. You need to pick a number that has nothing to do with your life. It's not your license plate, it's not your birthday, it's not your house number, it's not your mother's birthday. It's nothing like this. And so when you pick it, you write it out, you're telling the universe, you have to journal about this, you have to think about this, you have to meditate on it, and you have to tell the universe, when I see this number and I ask you a question, it means the answer is yes. You're giving me an affirmative when you show me this number out of the blue, without me looking for it, right? It can't be, I asked a question, now I'm gonna look around to see if I see my code. No, it has to surprise you. It has to pop up, and don't think that you're not going to see it. You will see it, okay? If the answer is meant to be yes. What we do generally is we ask a question to which we would like the answer to be yes. And because of that, you start looking for the code. And when the code doesn't manifest, you're like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. I'm going to change the code. I'm going to, do this, do that. And then you end up in this situation. So this queen in her email, if you're watching this, you cannot use the code for now. Because you messed it up, right? You messed it up. You're not going to be able to ask the universe a question. And even if you see 414, 141, 711, you're not going to know what's what. You've confused it now. So you got to give this a break for like 6 months, and then you got to start again with a new fresh number. But the good news is you said everything you're journaling into the 60-day challenge is coming true all around you. So leave it to that and be grateful for that, and forget about the 3-digit code for now. If you messed up your 3-digit code, guys, honestly, I think I gave it to the group prematurely, and I think you just leave it. So that's that, the 3-digit code. And then somebody emailed me her the goal setting for, she wants to restart the 60-day challenge. And I told you guys that if you email me, and if I take up your question, I will take it up only if it benefits the group, okay? So this benefits the group because I'll talk a little bit about her goals and how, in my opinion, they could be better. So for love, she put, I'm in a committed, passionate relationship where my partner makes me feel like we can conquer anything. This thing with a conquer anything, it sounds like a battle is impeding, right? Like you're already inviting some kind of troubles that you want to conquer together, right? Like you're already, what kind of troubles would you need to conquer together? Something that happens, knock on wood, to, I don't even want to say it, right? As a couple, what you could conquer, but maybe like some financial difficulties, maybe other difficulties. So the idea that you have to conquer something in your life with your significant other, and this is why you need him, I would take that completely out. The fact that you're in a committed, passionate relationship where your partner makes you feel loved, secured, adored, and wanted every single day seems to me more appropriate as a love goal. Okay, for money, she puts, all my expenses are paid and I can buy whatever I want. This in a sense seems fine, but it's focused on two things. One, the first part is focused on the fact that she's not sure about how she's going to cover her expenses, but at the same time she's saying she can buy whatever she wants. So I would put the money goal, if you're more focused on expenses, all my bills are paid on time, and I'm always provided for via expected and unexpected sources. That's more like if you're concerned about your expenses. If you got your expenses sort of under control, but you kind of don't have access to those things you really want to purchase, then you can go a bit more and keep the goal in line with, I can buy whatever I want at any time, or whatever I want is given to me, or I can easily afford it, or things along that line. Because you don't want to say, I can buy it always with my own money. You're kind of limiting the universe, right? If you want an experience, like 2 queens in our group manifested 5-star trips. So they didn't pay for that, right? You don't necessarily need to buy everything you want. It's just like everything I want comes to me easily. Everything I want or better, always, right? Then she's saying for work, in my work, opinion and my value is increasing every day. I'm not sure what opinion means. This is English is not the first language here, but I guess she's saying her image at work is increasing every single day. So, if that's your focus, I'm always promoted. I'm always put at the front. I'm always recognized for my work. And I'm getting more and more in tune with my real career path, something along the lines. And then for the body, she says, I am in balance, sexy and mesmerizing, and she's putting a specific weight. I am in balance is too loose, because I'm not really sure the universe understands what balance is for you. But for the body, be very specific with what you want. A lot of people want to focus on a specific weight. They want to focus on clear skin. They want to focus on health. Myself, thank you so much. These gifts are not necessary, guys, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't even think I can cash into any of this like 50 cents things, because I live in Canada. We don't even get paid for views here. I don't know if you guys knew. Anyways, so for the body, keep it very specific to what you would like to achieve. I have strong, long nails, shiny teeth, clear skin. I'm a specific weight. My cells always renew. People always recognize me as one of the most beautiful people they've met. I always get compliments, things along those lines, right? So I wouldn't put my body's in balance. It's in balance with what? You know what I'm saying? Keep your goals very, very specific. So let's see if I missed anything before I'm going forward. Is it bad to want to be able to pay for everything I want myself? It's not about good and bad in this universe. And this is something you guys really must recognize. When you want to pay for everything yourself, that is a desire that comes from the ego. Like you have something to prove. In fact, you're better off going without all of these things that you want to buy and just let them come to you via the way the universe thinks is most appropriate to give them to you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you always want to be in receive mode with the universe. And you might think, okay, anything I want to be able to buy myself. But then you're not in receive mode at all. And for some things in this life, only the universe can give you, right? Like you cannot buy a spouse. You cannot buy health. You cannot buy many of the experiences for which you need other people to join you in that experience, right? So because of that, you need to train your mind to be in receive mode at least half the time. There's nothing wrong with wanting to achieve, but when you have this want to be able to pay for everything you want yourself, understand that that's not a want from the spirit. That's a want from your ego. Let's see. My time is appreciated. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything because I usually miss so many comments. If there's a car I always wanted to buy, but it is a little out of my budget, Should I do it or should I wait? So I'm not going to advise you on a financial decision, but when you want a car, you should always want that specific car or better. You should never get fixated on a certain model or, make. Like I saw my car as a more luxury vehicle that was black, that was, like a tall car, like an SUV. And I sort of left it as that. And it came, like I would have been okay with any brand that matched that. That was more of a luxury car. So I would not go very incredibly specific. Just go see several cars that you want, that are within that vision. But the important thing is see yourself in this new, I'm assuming is a more luxury car, see its smell, see its interior. They more or less look the same. You know what I mean? They all have like this electronic dashboards. They smell nice, leather seats, and leave it up to the universe as to what make and model they will send you. It is important to give and to receive. Yes, correct. Correct. It is important to give and to receive. Irina, I never answered your question. If you manifested financial freedom, scratch it. Go through my video, Financial Freedom Manifest Money playlist. And, the affirmations are very, very specifically, I'm financially abundant. I'm able to give to others. I always love to pay my bills because there's always more than enough money for it. I get money from expected and unexpected sources. I'm not scared of money. Don't say I'm not scared about money. I'm welcoming abundance. I am in tune with abundance. I'm comfortable. I'm at ease with receiving money. I'm at ease with spending money. I'm at ease with giving. I want to be a source of giving in this world. Universe, use me and through me channel your gifts so that I can give to others. I always have enough. Exactly. You have more than enough. If you tell yourself you always have enough, you're only going to have enough. You have to have surplus. And you have to understand that in this world of natural abundance, somehow, somewhere, we convince or they convince us that poverty is normal. Okay? Poverty is completely abnormal. There's an infinite vastness, an infinite supply. And poverty is a mindset that we created. Nowhere in nature do you see poverty. Nowhere in nature do you see starving animals except the ones that we have created, based on our interference. But other than that, they're in complete balance with a very, very abundant universe. If you look outside the earth, you see the abundance in the sky. There's no scarcity of anything except what has been created by humans. And you have to claim your right, your spiritual right to abundance before you're going to manifest it in the form that the humans have defined it, which is this form of, dollar bills and numbers in the computer and things that the universe doesn't understand so clearly. So let's see. What are you guys talking about? I must answer my own question. What are you talking about? I think I'm caught up with all the questions. Okay, so we talked about the goals. We talked about money. Let's talk a little bit about the SP. I've done a video, I think it was yesterday. This queen wrote to me like a very frustrated email and about how her SP came back after she's done many manifestation methods and worked on herself. Now, this is not somebody I talked to personally, so I don't know how she's worked on herself. That, of course, can depend. But when you are so focused on the SP, it's very unlikely that you're actually working on yourself or you're working on yourself the way you're supposed to, right? Because if you're actually working on yourself and you're putting yourself at a pedestal, you're never doing it to manifest another consciousness. It's always, this idea, ultimate goal that you want out of your relationship. And sometimes the SP comes in and fulfills that role, like it happened to me. Sometimes it's going to be someone better. But if you keep the focus on yourself, you cannot be frustrated when the SP comes back and, he ghosts you again, or, that's only when you do the work on the SP. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch that or if that's of interest to people who are on this live, but, I gave you a lot of pointers and I think I talk a lot about the SP. And, the reason I do that is because, I care so much about women. I don't want to see women get hurt. I think, if we all acted a certain way, i.e. held our value where it's supposed to be, which is very high, we have intrinsic value, then, men would step up to the plate and behave very, very differently. But I think what we do is we take that intrinsic value and first of all, we let the world convince us that we have no value, or that our value decreases over time. And there's nothing intrinsic about us. In fact, I ask you, what do you bring to the table, or something like that. And, you guys feel compelled to come up with an answer to that. Yeah, what do I bring to the table? Maybe I really have nothing to offer. And this awful thoughts build in your mind and really erode at your confidence. And I just want you guys to understand, please do not make this work. This work takes a huge energetic investment. And if you channel this work and put it in your spirit, thank you, you can achieve many, many things you didn't even think that were possible, things outside your goal list, things that will surprise you, pleasantly surprise you. And you'll say, like, the queens on the Facebook group, I didn't expect it to be so good. How do you get rid of a third party? Chichi, did you hear what I said about the SP and the third party? You gotta ignore their existence, but it's more than ignoring her existence. Okay, so obviously in 3D you can never look at their social media or anything like that. It's more than that. It's really putting yourself on the level that you are now defining not what happens with him and third party. You are now defining what you want, and you know for a fact that you're going to get it. And let the chips fall where they fall in your life, because you're not going to accept anything except whatever that definition of a happy, healthy relationship that you want. And let me ask you this question. Are you open to ever loving a better man more than this man who has a third party? Are you allowing your person the opportunity to maybe meet somebody richer, better, who treats you better, and for you to fall deeply in love with him? Because while you're in this energetic loop of, I gotta get rid of his third party, okay, get rid of her, he gets another third party. You know what I mean? It's always about him. It's always like you're dancing around this, like you're like orbiting around the nucleus that is him. You're the nucleus. You are the nucleus. This guy's got to orbit around you. Right? I keep having a dream. My old SP ignores me. Okay, so let's talk about dreams, because I always talk about dreams. My work has a portion on dreams. You must record your dreams when you're doing this work. Your dreams will tell you where you are stuck. But sometimes, even though you may have moved past a certain element, you got to understand that what lingers in our soul is sometimes not something we can conquer. Okay, so I'll give you like a personal example. Like, I have a fear of abandonment because of my childhood, and like most people. And what happens is that surfaces sometimes in dreams. You have to distinguish that from real barriers that come versus something that you are no longer putting energy to conquer. So I have a very stable, loving relationship in my life with a man that I'm going to marry next year. And I had a dream recently in which he texted me that he has decided to move on from our relationship, right? So this is like a very strange dream to have. It's not based on anything. It's not based, I hate saying this because I make myself sound so like wonderful, but I have actually never been dumped in a relationship in my life, okay? So this has nothing to do, it's not relationship based. It's basically this fear of abandonment, okay, that I have. And you guys got to understand that sometimes we just learn to live above our demons, but we cannot necessarily conquer them. So it's very important that you analyze your subconscious and distinguish between the things that you need to work on and the things that will always be there, that you kind of have to accept, and you kind of have to say, yeah, this is what it is. It has nothing to do with my future. It has nothing to do with the person that I am today. But yes, whatever I was energetically entangled with a long time ago will always sort of like a shadow of that will always be there in the background. And I don't mind telling you guys that, because I don't want you to misinterpret dreams or, completely ignore dreams either. They are important. But you have to know yourself enough to know, is this a message from my subconscious, or is this just that part of me that sometimes pops in my subconscious that has nothing to do with my life? Okay? Do not dwell on these dreams when they happen. Do not carry the emotion that you felt, oh, I look good, that you felt in this dream. Do not carry it into your real life. Let's see. You're welcome, Erin. Erin, ask yourself, what does it mean? What does that SP represent? What fear does that SP represent? That's what I'm saying. Is that a fear you still need to conquer, or is it something you've handled but it's just popping up? Let's see. You can't remember your dreams. I think we talked about it before. You have to try to remember your dreams. You have to tell the universe that you want to remember your dreams. Right? What about big life events which cause sadness? How do we maintain positivity during these periods? What big life events that cause sadness? Like what? Be more specific. Be more specific so that I can answer it. I want to talk a little bit about dating. There's a lot of queens in our group are dating, and a lot of this stuff is coming up in terms of behavior and how you guys act in the dating process. How we act is always a reflection of how we think, right? So everything that triggers you is an expression of you, of what's inside you. A guy doing something or saying something to two different women will have different meaning to those women. And I want you to be very understanding of the fact that, not very understanding, to clearly understand this, right? That whatever you're feeling, okay, might not even have anything to do with reality. Might not even, it's probably a trigger. It's probably something from your past. Always ask yourself when you're feeling bad, what else can the situation be? Rather than the way I interpreted it. What else could he have meant? What else could it be? And in the dating that I wanted to talk about, okay, what happens sometimes is we go through this dating process and we may settle on, let's say, you've gone out with 5 guys and they didn't work out. And then the 6th guy, you don't really like that much. Okay? But you're going to be like, this seems like the good guy and I'm going to settle for him, or I'm going to give him another chance, or, I guess this is all I can do. Now, when you're saying that and you don't really like him, what happens is on some level, even if he's interested in you, he's going to feel that. He's going to feel that because all our emotions, remember guys, our thoughts can never be kept secret. They're always like out there, in this space that connects us all. They're always out there. So he's going to sense that. So what happened to this queen? She was in this situation. And basically the guy says, oh, I can't wait to see you again, whatever. And then he ghosted her. But then she's in extreme state of confusion and also anger with herself, because she was like, I didn't even really like him. Right? But I was willing to settle by going on more dates with him, right? And all of a sudden he ghosted me. So what I want to tell you is that has nothing to do with your worth or value. When you're dating, as part of the dating process, don't think that, oh, look, even the guy that I didn't really want ghosted me. So that's probably saying something about me. It's saying absolutely nothing about you, right? Because what's worse than being rejected by a guy you like is being rejected by a guy you don't even like. So, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. You gotta remember, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do on some level, okay, he already feels like he's not good enough for you, or that you don't really like him. Or, there's some energy he's sensing that's telling him to move on, even though he likes you. So don't take it personally. Guys, online dating, and actually that's the only dating that's going on right now. Online dating is just a numbers game. If you do it the way I teach you to do it, you're going to avoid a lot of heartbreak and disappointment. Please understand where the other person is in their dating game is extremely important, and you need to assess. Are they just out of a relationship? If they're just out of a relationship, okay, they're gonna think, oh my God, I met this wonderful woman, and so I have like so many more options. You know, let me see what else is out there. If he's been chasing women around the city for a year, okay, and they ghosted him, and you know, maybe, or he went on many dates, or started 2 months relationship, 2 months relationships, you know, you're in a better position for him to be like, oh my God, I met someone wonderful, I'm going to hang on to this person. So please assess. It's a game of intuition, but it's also a game of discernment. And do not get involved into things that, you know, if you use your logical mind, they're not going to work out, okay? Because let's say you met a wonderful man, but he has 3 small children, and I don't know, his ex-wife is a nightmare. And, you know, you're all set, your divorce is final, and you're just looking to get remarried again. Well, he's not the guy, because in practicality, that's going to take a lot of work. You know, to clear up his life, to raise his kids a little bit. And it's too much. It's too much in today's world. You know what I mean? So use your brain, but at the same time, use your intuition. You can ask me specific questions if you want. On the dating, how are you guys doing on the dating? Because I know we have a few queens in the group that are dating. Men sense it when we are settling. They try to be better, but some aren't your ideal, even in their best. Yeah. Can you reduce the volume of music in your videos? I don't know. I think I have it on the minimum. I don't know why it's so loud. Yeah, I can use different music. Maybe I'm just going to drop the music altogether. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so I sort of wanted to talk about this, you know, like because I get a lot of emails about people who get very disappointed and they feel like they want to give up when they are dating nowadays. And I am telling you, there's a lot of good people out there. And, you know, the opposite sex, whatever you're dating, the same sex, they've gone through the same things as you did, right? As you do. And so their perspective, you know, do not look at them as, oh my God, the enemy, you know, all men, all women, all it's all people want the same thing, guys. Everybody, in essence, every normal human being on this planet wants to love and to be loved. Okay? And sort of, you know, a lot of us are searching for that for a very long time. And, you know, then we take a break, then we realize there's nobody out there because that's really the message. The message is like, I wonder if there's still somebody who could love me. And then when you ask yourself, is there going to be a person who could love me? Then automatically you're questioning your value. You know, it's normal for you to want to be loved. It's normal for you to find a spouse. Just understand the dating game is outside of all that. Outside, it's a game of like the illusion of options. It's a game of I have plenty of time when people really don't. It's a game of chasing and a game of you have to know when to receive, you have to know when to let go. It's a little bit complicated, but it's not impossible. Let's see. I went out a few times with 2 new guys, but not many matches to meet in person, not my level yet. If you are women, okay, dating out there on your profile, do not approach men online, okay? Just sit back and you deal with the messages in your feminine energy, because this also tells the universe you're not in chasing energy. When you do your profile, review your profile off and look at it through the eyes of the man that you want. Look at your own profile through the eyes of the man that you want. Why does he like your profile? Write out 5 things that automatically impress them about your profile, Daria. What is it he's looking for that you are the perfect match for, and your profile is that exact match? It's okay, you don't need to have many matches. You just need one. You're not looking for 20 guys that are your type. Remember this in the dating game. You're not looking for 20 guys that are your type. You're only looking for one. Guys, expect for things to work out in your favor. expect it to work out in your favor, but also understand that while they will 100% work out in your favor, whatever is not aligned with you that you run into in this life, you need to move past that quickly. You need to stop ruminating about the past. You can't unscramble eggs. You guys know that expression. You can't unscramble eggs, right? Whatever mistakes you made in the past, whatever people hurt you, whatever, as long as you're not looping it and doing it again, it's got nothing to do with you. It's gone. It's gone. It's erased, right? You're going to meet somebody who's going to be rude to you or ghost you. It's got nothing to do with you. You're keeping your goal in mind and you're moving forward. You're moving. The idea is you're not going to talk to somebody for 2-3 weeks. Then just to find out then that he's going to ghost you. Remember, do it based on the rules that we discussed before. Let's see. Do you have an opinion on what the minimum age difference should be in a romantic relationship? The guy should be older. I would say the guy should be older. It depends how old you are also. But the maximum I would say would be 10 years. The minimum, there should be like 2 to 3 years at the minimum, I would say. Do you think that you should start manifesting your SP even when you're not fully ready? I don't know what that means. What do you mean you're not fully ready? For a relationship? Why aren't you ready for a relationship? I feel like the type of guy I would want wouldn't be on dating apps, but meeting in person is difficult. What are you talking about? The type of guy you would want wouldn't be on dating apps. People are not on dating apps because they enjoy dating apps. Guys not on dating apps because they enjoy dating apps. It's because people don't approach people in grocery stores. I don't know. I would find that weird if somebody approached me in grocery stores. I think this is a huge limiting belief. The type of guy you would want would not be on dating apps. I was actually telling the queen today because I had a session and I was telling her, I was like, the guy you want is probably in private mode because the guy you want is just looking for he's probably somebody like a high value person, doesn't want his picture out there. So you know how you can go in private mode and just search other people's profile and you only message the one you want? I got a lot of that. You know, when I was on dating apps, I'm not anymore. It just ended up successfully. But, you know, when I was on it, I got a message from guys that I weren't on my they were on private, profile. And they were like, yeah, I said, oh, how come I didn't see it? They're like, oh, I'm on private. So don't say that. It's not like they were there to enjoy it. They were there because where else are they going to be? All my friends are in a committed relationship from Tinder. Yeah. I mean, I really don't see too many other ways for people to meet these days because it's such a phone generation and it's such a disconnected generation. It's not like, and when you go later in life, it's not like I don't hang out in bars, where the heck am I going to meet somebody? I'm not going to date people from my business, I mean, it's just, let's see. Yeah, I know a lot of people that got married from dating apps, but I just don't see that there is a viable alternative to dating apps unless, it's clear serendipity. I think it's more often than not on dating apps that people meet. My cousin got married and had a baby with somebody from, and I told her story before because she had this miracle baby at 41 years old. And she met her spouse on, I don't know which app, but on an app. There's no other way to meet people. Should I simultaneously work on myself and be in the dating game? No, I think you should do this work and at the same time date because it's important to see how people's reaction to you changes. And the queens in my group, they all have the stories as, when I started doing this work seriously and manifesting and writing about me specific things, and I started to believe that I was mesmerizing and hypnotic. People started to tell me that I'm mesmerizing and hypnotic. How's that possible? I said, that's how it works. That's how it works. The image, it's the mirror principle, right? The image that you see of yourself is the image that other people see of you. So it's important that in your dating process, even if you don't feel like dating or don't want to date, that's why I suggest just coffee dating when you're not ready. Is you gotta see how these people react to you and if it's different. and if your work is actually working, your work of transforming yourself. So this would be important to sort of realize that. Guys, you have free will, and many times we don't understand what free will is. We think free will is like, oh, I decide if I go to this store or this store, and that's not what free will is. Free will is to decide what you think and how you define yourself. That's the only thing you have free will in. Because once you have defined yourself in your mind, in your subconscious, everything that happens that you think is a free will choice is actually something, a script that unfolds based on that program. Okay, so start to understand this free will a little bit differently, and you're going to have different results. So move on from I have free will to date John or Dylan to I have free will in my mind to define myself in such a way that 10 people ask me out in the next week or so, or whatever it is, or I'm happily married to this type of man, or I live in Europe, or whatever it is that you want, right? That's your free will. Change the program, change the script. Nothing comes from dating apps. Guys on dating apps told me that too. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Guys, if you're part of my group, I have a private live on Saturday at 1 p.m. for my group on Facebook. And I just want to tell you, bring your questions, because on Saturday what we do is I don't do material. I take up more like personal questions. We all kind of know each other in the group. There's only about 200 people. So I just, for in recognition that not everybody can afford a private session, I just do this bi-weekly Facebook private group lives. What about when your SP is not showing up the way you want him to? Do you just keep assuming differently? First of all, you don't give him anything until he shows up exactly the way you want. The moment you respond to the version of him that doesn't give you exactly what you want is the moment you're accepting that version of him into your 3D reality, and that's harder to undo after. Okay, you understand my meaning? You leave him on ignore until he gets the message. Do we have to learn about manifestation, or is it better to remain by chance? What people don't understand is you're manifesting all the time from your paradigm. It's not by chance, Queen. Everything you see around you is a rendering of your soul. That's what's going on around you. Your circumstances, events, people. That's a rendering, a 3D printing of your soul. If you don't understand, and if you don't take the time to learn why it's been rendered this way, you can let the script run, sure. Because it's easier that way. You go the flow. It's unfolding from your paradigm. So you'll get more of what you have today. That's how life will unfold. So if my SP is not showing up favorably, do you just keep assuming differently until they do? I just talked about this. You're afraid to learn about it? Oh, okay. If I write a book, is it the same as scripting? If you write a book about what? A book about your life? It's the same as scripting if you write a book about your life in the life that you want to have. And it's the same as scripting. What if I learn this too late and I'm already married? Start acting differently. As you change your paradigm, you will automatically start acting differently. And your spouse's behavior will change around you, or the relationship will fall apart. One of the two. I just want to give you guys the real answer. Do you ignore the breadcrumbs even if you are in good terms? This is too loose. You should never take any breadcrumbs. You should never, I told you, the moment you accept something in 3D, you get more of the same thing. Let me say that again. Whatever you accept in 3D, you get more of. So when you're asking me, should you accept the breadcrumbs and hope for more, you're going to get more breadcrumbs. When trying to manifest something specific, should you be scripting the same thing every day? No. You should have 50 slides in your mind, visualizing and seeing it from different angles and different perspectives. And write from different perspective about the same thing. And write from it in past tense and in future tense. So basically, this life that you want to have, this thing that you want to happen, let's say it's you getting married, okay? What does it look like 5 years after you got married? What does it look like just before you get married? Write it in present tense, but what I'm saying, write it from the perspective of the event having passed or the event is about to happen. I have started acting differently and meditating and unlearning all the religious programming. Yeah. You know, I don't think, like, if you, it depends what religious programming you have, but the only problematic religious programming is the fear, shame, and guilt. Those three emotions are incredibly damaging and they keep you in status quo or actually devolve you. Everything else is pretty good, right? This fact that there's this creator and this benevolent entity that loves us no matter what, all of those are good concepts, right? In the model of reality I teach, the creator sits at the top and he just created this reality, and then he left for us this formless substance, this technology that we can access. We're right below it. We can access it, and out of it we can shape circumstances and events, and we have this right. And the only thing that religious tells us differently is that we don't have this right, right? But I have come to conclude we do have this right, and we can produce results not randomly, but systematically, if we use what works based on our paradigm. This is what's important, because what may work and may work in my paradigm to understand may not be the same thing that works for you. This is why you have to try different methods, and why I tell you guys, you should give every method a reasonable amount of time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't mean this thing doesn't work. It means you haven't found something that's powerful enough to rewrite your paradigm. But yes, you do have the right to access this formless substance, because otherwise it wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be there. This infinite intelligence that surprises us so many times with exactly the thing we wanted in better forms. I know this happened to everybody at least once in their life, where something miraculously appeared that they just needed in that second or wanted in that second. And you know, when it happened, you're like, wow, you know, I got this thing. But it's really like you were able to create these things. Like the universe, this formless substance understood what you meant. By the way, it returns to the good or the bad, right? It doesn't, it's neutral. It returns to everybody that knows how to access it. It has to, it has no other choice. Let's see. I don't know what those numbers are to manifest. Grabovoi numbers, I don't know what those are. I don't use anything except contemplation of the model of reality under which my visualization and instructions are an instruction that the infinite intelligence understands to manifest my reality. And I understand there's a delay between my instruction and the universe creating the circumstances to fall perfectly into place. And I don't force the timing, but it has to be a reasonable amount of time, right? So if I say I want to find a life partner, that I would expect that within 2 years of me giving that instruction, I would be engaged. That would be a reasonable amount of time, right? And everything that happens in the process, in the delay, I have to work through it and refine it. This would be sort of how I understand it. I don't use any magical mantras, I don't use any of that. And of course I use nervous system regulation, which everybody should be using. This is like your typical tapping, meditation, energy clearing, forgiveness, all of the nervous system. Anything that triggered you, think of the opposite. You have to undo everything that triggered you during the day. That's what I use. He told me he missed me, and I told him I did too. He liked my answer and the conversation ended. So what happened there is he needed a little satisfaction to his ego and needed to hear that you missed him. He doesn't really want you. Guys, I'm going to tell you like it is. And if you keep accepting this type of behavior, you'll get more of it. That's all. Okay? He tells you he missed you. What does it mean for the future? I would say, what does it mean? You know, I'd reply back, what has changed? There's no reason for you to reply back, I missed you too. I missed you. I missed you. Ghost. I missed you more. No, I missed you more. What does that have to do? How does that contribute? How's that value add to your life, the fact that he missed you? What is he prepared to do in response to his feeling of missing you? This is what's missing in the mindset of women today. The fact that a man misses you is normal. But what is he prepared to do, if anything, to fulfill you, to do something for you? What do I need someone to miss me? Like, what do I, you know? What does it have to do? How is that contributing to my life, the fact that some dude misses me? Let's think about this. Please do not respond, I missed you too. I would respond back, what has changed? Has anything changed? Is anything different? Whatever didn't work before. Yeah, he might say, yeah, I made a mistake. I won't repeat it again. I'd like to take you out for dinner and discuss. That would be maybe acceptable, depending what he did. Right? Why do you think some women will fall into a depression? Not understanding their intrinsic value would be the number one reason, and not being able to move on from the past, not understanding that no mistake matters as long as you don't repeat it, you don't create loops, not being able to let go of people who are not good for them, not being able to prioritize the future over the past. I could go on. I could come up with a list. What's the easiest and fastest way for me to change my life, manifest my goal? Do the 60-day challenge in my bio. I don't think we have anything else. I didn't really have a lot of material tonight, so I was happy to answer some questions. It's beginning to bother me the more I see how many women are accepting very, very little in their lives from guys. And I want you guys to understand that all this texting, all this back and forthing that the guys are giving you, okay, it's just a waste of your time. Okay, hey, how are you? What are you doing? How are you doing? Wake up in the morning and ask yourself, how is this guy contributing to my life? To my happiness? To my emotions? To my practical life? To my financial present or future? How is he contributing? And if you don't see a way in which he is contributing, this, how are you doing, I miss you too, all of this is a waste of your energy and time. And the more you entertain something that's not for you, the more you postpone what is. Any tips on removing fear when day trading? That's why I don't open my crypto account. No, and I mean, like, I have one, but I don't open to check it. It's so funny. All right, guys, let's put our hands together for the 369 tapping. I tap, I am a winner. If you want to participate, it's a 30-second practice. If you don't want to participate, this is the end of the live. I'll be back on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One breath. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.